Hi there, it's Rachel from scrapeahappy.blogspot.com with another vintage card. This card is part 4 in my vintage card series. So let's get started. I'm going to try to keep this video shorter than some of my other vintage card ones. I haven't made videos for a while and apparently I'm really chatty, so I'll try to keep this short. So the first thing you're going to do is distress the edges. So I'm just using my Making Memories distressing tool. I have used it in all my other videos. You can check those out on my YouTube channel, or I have pictures of the projects on my blog as well. I'm just getting it nice and rounded here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this pattern paper. Now this pattern paper is just thin paper that is from the Recollection stack at Michael's, and it is called, oh, it doesn't have a name, but it comes with all these pretty papers. So I thought it was on sale in Canada here a couple weeks ago. Two packs of paper for $8. So I picked it up, the one package. You have to be a lot more gentle with this paper, just because it is so thin. But I'll show you a little bit of how I get the corners. So the whole point is you want this to look aged. I guess that's what I envision when I see the vintage products, or when I think vintage. So you can see this sort of looks a little too new at the bottom, so I'm going to just crinkle it a little bit, and you can just roll up the paper just to get an aged look. Now this one is a little more aged than some of the others, but that's okay. So I'm going to ink the edges now with my charcoal gray ink. And then what I do, just to make the paper look more vintage, is I just lightly run the ink over that. So then, the next step is to add my border. Now, I used this lace border from Martha Stewart Crafts, and this lace was just lace that I had in my stash. Now I'm going to glue this down with my glue gun just to get it to stick better. Okay, so I already had this prepped. And what I did with the lace, you can see I also inked the lace to give it an aged look. So then the next step here is to take some black ribbon, and I'm going to use the cheater method, and I'm just going to put that on the area where the lace and the glue meet. So just tape that onto the back. Okay, and then I'm going to have a little bow. Just make it neater. There we go. Okay, so now I did that before I glue it down. So then I'm just going to use my ATG, and it looks like it's getting low, but I have enough for this card. And stick that down onto my gray cardstock. This is an A2 size card. That is the standard size card that you can make out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I've put that onto gray cardstock. Then I went ahead and prepped this already just to make my video shorter. So this comes from the Forever Young cartridge. It's the Silhouette. Teresa Collins had some paper that I admired at the scrapbooking store, so I thought I would try and play with the colors and kind of make my own. So what this is this is the base cut out from the Forever Young cartridge, and then this is one of the heads from there. There's all different shapes that you can put onto. I just really like this one. Then I just took pearls and put them at the top and the bottom of each of the shape. And then I'm going to pop dot that up as well, just to add a little bit of dimension. So I will take that off, put that on there. There we go. And then the last item to add on, as I said in my previous 3 videos, I'm trying to keep these sentiments so that you could use it for a variety of cards. So this happiness comes from my Making Memories set of little stamps, and I'm loving this. I forgot how great that stamp set was. And then I've inked the edges. This cut comes from the Fabulous Finds cartridge. I'm going to pop dot that down as well. And because I'm going to be sticking this on to lace, I'm not sure how well the glue dots stick to lace. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there, and I'm going to stick that down like so. And there is my 4th card in my vintage card series. Please join me for the next 2 vintage cards that will complete the set, as well as the purse that will hold all of them together. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Let's Get Crafty, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.